Prime Minister-elect Tony Abbott has faced heavy criticism from within his own party.
Over a cabinet lineup that includes just one woman.
Julie Bishop will be Foreign Affairs Minister.
But it will be a bit of a boys' club in the most senior ranks of his incoming government.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy.
50% of the population, 5% of the Tony Abbott cabinet. What's happened to the women?
Fiona Nash and Michaela Cash have been promoted to the Outer Ministry.
Just one of the Coalition's 12 parliamentary secretaries is female, and she, Senator Conchetta Fierravanti-Wells, is perceived as on the way out, not the way up.
It's deteriorating.
I think men have an innate fear of capable women at that level.
Well, the proof's in the pudding.
We hope to be judged by what we have done.
Terrible.
We are at 1 in 20.
Embarrassing.
If Sophie Mirabella had been clearly ahead in Indi, Sophie would be in the cabinet.
My goodness, the Coalition's blaming the voters for the fact that they can't appoint women to senior positions.
Shocking.
So plainly, I am disappointed that there are not at least 2 women in the cabinet.
Problem.
The drink won't flow and blood will spill. And if the boys want to fight, you better let them.
But if you look at other countries in the world, there are in fact more women in cabinet.
It's not just embarrassing nationally.
China, the United States, Cuba, Canada, Rwanda, Uganda, Indonesia.
The cabinet of Afghanistan now has more women in it than the cabinet of Australia.
It's embarrassing internationally.
I think it's a sad indictment.
I didn't vote Liberal at the last election, but I know there's very talented Liberal women in that parliamentary party.
We will do our best not to leave anyone behind.
Kelly O'Dwyer.
Everybody would like more responsibility.
Men like to run the show.
I don't think there's any great news in any of that.
I think you can expect to see, as time goes by, more women in both the cabinet and the ministry.
He has locked in that unrepresentative nature of his front bench for at least 2 terms to come.
Nevertheless, there are some very good and talented women knocking on the door of the cabinet.
Well, Prime Minister-elect, open the door.
Heads are already rolling.
And the PM has gotten straight to work, sacking 3 senior public servants on his first day in office.
When I was the incoming minister, there was no departmental secretaries sacked.
Obviously, we do intend to trim the size of the Commonwealth public sector.
You're fired.
I'm just not going to get into the whys and wherefores.
Don Russell, a former advisor to Paul Keating.
You're fired.
Blair Comley, who helped design the carbon tax.
You're fired.
And Andrew Metcalfe, who used to be the immigration chief.
You're all fired.
Mr Metcalfe had several public run-ins with Coalition figures over policy differences.
How is that not a pull factor?
Sorry, Senator, I don't think you need to raise your voice.
Andrew's been described as a first-class public servant by the former Immigration Minister, Amanda Vanstone.
These jobs should not be political playthings.
You're fired.
Is this retribution for their involvement in formulating a couple of controversial Labor policies?
That has happened for every single incoming government since time immemorial.
The public service still talks about the night of the long knives after John Howard won office in 1996 and 6 department heads were chopped.
We have professional public servants. They should be respected.
We've got to put together the best possible team.
Sacking people, not promoting women, it's not the best start I've ever seen.
Tony Abbott splitting one department, merging others. AusAid will be absorbed by Foreign Affairs.
Yes, there may well be fewer people working in AusAid in 3 years' time.
We want to make sure that there isn't duplication, that there isn't waste and that there isn't inefficiency.
The clean out of the public service continues with the Climate Commission shut down.
I'm extremely proud of what we did. I would have been happy to continue on.
but the government has made a decision.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
Out, foul spot. Out.